Hello, everyone. My name is Chris Sinfar, and this is okay. And we will be doing a family therapy session this afternoon, and this is our scenario. The Encanto family was referred for family counseling by their children's middle school counselor at Dillard Middle School after there had been concerns about their daughter Lily, who's 8, and son Michael, who's 10, for their academic performance, with both Lily and Michael being involved in extracurricular activities at school. Lily reports to her school counselor that she does not see her father as much and has not been coming to any of her games. Angelo is a businessman, and Michelle is a nurse working 3 days a week. The counselor, Miss Lisa, would like to ensure that Lily and Michael addresses any concerns they have and the family to have a sit down. So here we go. Well, hello everyone. Hi. How's everyone doing? Okay. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. All right, so let's go around the room and let's introduce ourselves. Well, you all know my name is Chrisla. I'm a licensed clinical social worker, and you all were referred by Miss Lisa. So, can anyone tell me about Miss Lisa?
Miss Lisa is my school counselor at Dillard Middle School. She referred us here because I expressed to her that my daddy's not around as much and I want to be supportive in my game.
Okay. All right. What would you like to tell me about Miss Lisa?
I don't know. She never spoke to me. I just know Dad's never at games.
Okay. All right. So, how does that make you feel that Dad has not been to any of your games?
I guess unimportant. He doesn't care about us ever since their divorce.
Mm. How long has the divorce been?
Well, the divorce is not finalized yet. We're currently going through it.
It's going to be finalized soon.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, who wants to start first with introductions?
Well, I'm Michelle. I'm Michelle.
I'm Lily. I'm Angela. And this is my son, Michael.
Okay. All right, Michael. So, before we begin, we just want to go over some household rules. Okay. All right. So, of course, or if you don't know, we want to say nice things. We want to make sure that when one of us are speaking, we want to be able to let the next person or the next family member to be able to speak. Okay. I know sometimes at times we may sometimes get upset, and that's absolutely fine. I want to let you guys have an open space so then that way you guys could be able to speak. All right. And most importantly, this room is absolutely confidential. And I would like you guys, when you guys leave, to be able to have a safe space. And this room is a safe space for you all. Okay. If you feel that you are going to harm yourself, or if anyone in this room is going to harm themselves, please let me know, and we'll give you the resources as well. So that's the only safe space information that I want to provide to you all. Okay. So one of the things that I was looking at was I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start with Michael. So with Michael, Michael says that he does not see his father as much. Okay. So tell me about that. How has that been within these past few games? You're saying that you have not been seeing your father as much within your past few games.
Well, Dad's never home either. Like we don't have dinner together.
Okay.
They separated. I don't know where he lives now. I've been. I think I've been there once, but Dad never picks us up either. Like he promises we're gonna hang out, or he's gonna pick us up, and then we were gonna go to the games together, but it just never happened.
Okay. And Lily, how does that make you feel with what your brother has been saying?
It's true. Daddy's never there. I get sad because Daddy always takes us fun places when Mom and Daddy was together, but not no more.
Okay.
Yeah, mom works all the time too. So she's tired when she gets home, and then she has to make us dinner. So we don't really go out with Mom. She doesn't take us to fun places like boomers.
Boomer sounds fun.
Yeah, we get to eat and play games all day.
Yeah, that sounds really fun. So Lily, you're saying that it makes you sad that you don't see your dad as much. And Michael, you're saying that you guys used to go to Boomers, but mom, Michelle, she's constantly working. But at the same time, by the time she gets home, she's always having to make dinner. But dad, he's not really, you guys have not really been able to see him, right? Am,
Right.
am I understanding correctly?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So,
But I have to work.
okay.
What do you want me to do?
You see?
You see what? You see why we're getting a divorce?
Okay.
She never lets me talk.
So, tell me, um, Michelle, Michelle, how does that make you feel?
Well, um, I work. I have to take care of my kids, and I.
Well, that's your job. You're supposed to do that.
Can I finish?
Go ahead.
Um, I work. I'm a
Mhm.
nurse. I work 4 to 3 days a week, and I have the kids as well. He's not really supportive, and our communication it's not working. There's a lot of frustration, and there's a lot of misunderstanding. It's like when I'm talking to a wall.
No, you're not.
So,
This always happens at home whenever they see each other. Right, Lily?
And we are trying to do this co-parenting, and we cannot come to an agreement because he's never available, and I can't talk to him. He has this really strong attitude. I really can't, and it's a lot for me, and he's not understanding that.
okay. So I wanted to go back to what Lily said. You're saying it happens all the time, and your brother Michael is agreeing. So what can you go back and tell me like what actually happens when dad was at home? When he is at home, what happens?
When Dad is at home, at least we have a parent at home. Mommy works all the time, so either Mommy or Daddy's there. If not, I just be with my brother Michael.
Okay. And dad?
How long is this gonna take? Because I have a meeting that I have to attend to. So like,
Do you care about your kids at all?
yeah, I don't care about you. I care about my kids.
Okay.
You don't have to care about me.
That's good.
All right. So I hear what you all are saying. And mom, it sounds like, you're sounds a little bit like you are a little bit frustrated, because you're saying that you can't talk to dad. It's not easy for you guys to get along because he's constantly like talking over you. So
So you're taking her side?
I'm not taking anyone's side,
Okay.
but let's hear from you, dad.
Well, I work. She
Okay.
already knew that before we got together. Like, I'm a businessman, so I travel a lot. She was already aware of that.
I'm not saying you shouldn't work, but you should make time for your kids. They should be a priority in your life.
Okay.
Okay, you're not there when they have you promise things and then you never come through.
Okay. So that what would it look like? How would it look like for you to be able to make a time and space for mom and the kids?
Well, not for mom, but for my kids, I understand what you guys are saying, that I'm not there, and you guys are important to me, and I want to be there in your life. I would have to see, my work schedule. I would have to like talk to my boss, because I don't want them to have any regret, like growing up and saying like daddy wasn't there. So, um, I definitely will try to make the effort to be there for my kids, but I don't want anything to do with her.
Okay. So that is saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, that is saying he will try. He will try to speak to his boss, look into his schedule. Okay. Now let's go back and talk about why you guys were referred, right? So Miss Lisa made the referral because they were looking at Michael and Lily's grades. You're playing basketball, you're playing soccer, you guys want to keep playing these sports, right? So,
Yeah.
what would it look like if dad was more involved in the sports, in the games?
It would be nice to have them there. All the other kids have their parents there together cheering them on.
So dad says, okay. And Mimi, what do you think?
Yeah, and some stuff that I need for projects, mommy can't get it 'cause she's at work, and then I can't get my projects done, and daddy's not there. He's always on trips. I want to go on trips too.
Okay. Mom, what do you think?
I want to be there for them. I want to do the most that I can, but I cannot do it alone. I can't. Like I said, I work and I have to take them to their games. And he's saying he doesn't want to have anything to do with me, but we have to communicate. You know,
Yes.
we don't have to be all lovey-dovey or anything like that, but we have to be able to communicate like two adults. Getting an attitude and it's not gonna get us anywhere. We have to be adult here for our kids. That's the least that you can do.
Okay.
Yeah, they have to stop fighting. They fight a lot.
Okay. And what would, if you guys had a magic wand, if you guys had a magic wand,
Mhm.
what would it look like
She
for
would be there.
for mom? So, in the beginning of the session,
Mhm.
we did talk about having a safe space,
Okay.
being respectful.
Okay.
Okay. So, if you guys had a wand, and this is for mom and dad, what would it look like for your co-parenting to be with with Michael and Lily? What would it look like?
Okay, so I definitely want us to get along because I see that it is affecting our kids. Their grades are slipping, and I definitely don't want that. So that, like, hearing that is very disheartening, and I just didn't know that it was affecting them like that.
Okay. So,
Yes, the same. I want us to have a better relationship as far as communication. We don't have to fight as much for them for the sake of the kids. We have to get better in our communication, and we have to have like a better co-parenting plan or have something stable. I know I have the kids today or for a couple of days, and then he has them like that. It's balance.
right. Okay. So, what you're saying, Dad, you're acknowledging, and thank you for that. Thank you for the fact that you're acknowledging mom's feelings about you saying that you didn't know that it was bothering her as much or hurting her as much. And I appreciate you all for coming and actually doing the first session. And I know the first session, it may not be as easy, right? So I just wanted to briefly, go over what did we discuss today. So let's go around the room. Let's talk about what did we discuss today, starting with you, Lily.
We discussed about being there for one another,
Mm-hmm.
supportive, and do better in my grades.
Okay.
Better communication skills and trying to balance things.
Hopefully seeing dad more.
Nice.
communication with my kids and my soon-to-be ex-wife.
All right. And so, before we leave, I just wanted to give you guys some key takeaways. And then when we come back for our next session, you guys will return back with this. This is just some homework you guys can go over together. So in the next 2 weeks, I will see you again. And this homework, it's a family, basically it's gonna be like a family scale, but you'll go home. It talks about your emotions. And one of the things that I would like for you all to do, you can answer the questions on your own. But then when you guys come together, you can show me what you guys answered. It will be together as a family. All right. So that's going to be your homework, but I will give you each one. Here's one for you. Here's one for you. Here's one for you. So how did you guys like today? How does it feel? Before we leave, we're just going to do a feeling check before we leave.
Mm, I feel okay.
What does okay mean?
Well, I'm glad that my kids were able to tell me how they really feel and, how the fighting is affecting them. So that was really an eye opener for me today. Like I didn't know that. I'm always gone and working and trying to provide for them. So just not being there for them, it does hurt.
Okay.
Hopeful.
That's a good word.
Yeah. As he shared, I know they were having some difficulty at school, but I didn't know it was affecting them that much because they don't really tell me much. I know they miss dad, and I thought me by doing everything for them, they would be okay with that, but apparently they aren't. I mean, they're not okay.
Okay.
So, and it hurts me as well.
And I'm so happy because both my parents are here.
Good. So I'm hearing hopeful, I'm hearing happy, I'm hearing a lot of acknowledgments. So that's good. Thank you all for coming today. So before you guys leave, make sure you check out and we'll go ahead and we'll set up another appointment. All right. Thank you all for meeting with me.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
No
Thank
problem.
you.
Thank you.